Well, hello and welcome back, adventurers and those who are watching. We're going to start trying to do the videos in three. So at least every video would be roughly an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. Thanks, May-Ighe. Just to keep us a little fresh so we can, get some snacks, use the restroom. I know my table is currently full with snacks and drinks at the current moment. And as you can see, some of the players are eating because they've been so gracious enough to kind of wait for the very end of it. So we'll get right back going. So we were investigating. We saw some clues. We figured out some stuff. Um, what do you guys want to do from there? I know you had a little bit more questions. I do believe we can possibly answer, and then we'll keep going. The mystery of what happened to Eugene.
So I was looking for the break, and I wanted to see what triggered uh, the hanging of the dead cultists.
All right. So do you want to climb up a tree?
Yeah,
I athletics or acrobatics. I do believe one of those two.
I'll go with acrobatics.
All right. So as some of you, if you've been watching the videos lately, I'm really not picky on which one characters use for athletics or acrobatics. When it's probably would be one thing, I'm really not picky because I want my players to have the highest success chance. So what did you get, May I? All right. So as May I kind of just goes, and you get a little golf clap from your newfound friend. You get up there, and you see a little, kind of like a clubhouse, like a tree house. That these, as you can see now, there's about, I think, let's say about 8 holes in this little small clubhouse. That it looks like someone pulled a lever and then ran out the door. There is a door on the other side of this, let's say about this 40 by 40 um, room. That from the bottom you couldn't tell because of the overgrowth of the branches and trees. But now finally getting up here, you kind of, the only thing in this room, all of these ropes, a lever, and then the window you came through to get inside this and the other door. But the door is open, so you can assume whoever pulled this ran off already. You can try to track them, but you know how that always goes in a forest.
I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to continue trying to find the person.
All right. Let's see. Investigation check or perception.
I would like to go with investigation
All right.
or 8. Wait,
8. All right. As you start to run, and you feel a little bit confident in picking up these tracks, but then you suddenly, about 30 feet of following, you just seem to lose it. Seem to just not be able to figure out which way this person went.
any magic thing in there?
No, no magic name.
Oh, I also made sure that I didn't have my weapons out because I'm not trying to be aggressive. And so I start speaking in a general direction. Hey, I know someone's here. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. It's clear that you hate these cultists as much as I do. And all I'm looking for is help. A friend of ours was at that campsite who was scouting it to try and see if there were cultists there. And we think he's missing. We're just looking for answers.
Travis, roll me a perception check.
Natural 7 for a 6.
6. right? And what is your AC?
15.
Okay. All right. So, as you saying that, you suddenly get a shiver of a cold, like you just get like a cold chill going down your spine. And at the moment of you feeling this, you realize that whatever is here is already behind you and already has his hands over you in front of your chest and ready to rip out your heart, but it doesn't. It will slowly come closer to the back of your ear and just whisper, "Hello, may I? It's been quite a while. I hope she's doing well."
I didn't know my name.
No, you can say we made a deal long ago, and you tried to break it.
I slowly start to turn around.
It doesn't let you. It tightens its grip around you.
Do we see anything at all?
No.
Is his eye ring on where we can kind of like hear this?
Did you turn off your Irene at any time?
No, I didn't turn it off.
So for a couple of situations like this, like the Irene will stay on in communication if you guys are talking, so you'll be able to kind of hear you guys talking. But if it's him talking to someone else, the Irene won't communicate unless you go like Irene open channel, and then you guys kind of hear the dialogue going on.
Alright.
And as you
So
try to
it's
do
like
so,
this tree like that it's in is like super covered, so we can't like we literally can't see anything like where he's at.
well, May I did tell you guys up above that there's like a little tree house. So if you guys were to climb the trees to get up there, you still wouldn't see him because he ran off further down. So you would have to try to follow his tracks. But you know he may not leave tracks.
Yeah. Okay. She'll call up because it's taking a little while. May-Ighe, you good up there?
So before you're able to answer as it tightens grip, it will speak in your voice. Yeah, I'm just fine. I'm just looking to see if anyone's up here, and it seems like I was able to lose their track, but I'll be down in a little bit.
Do I feel like that's like his actual voice?
Yeah,
Or?
it sounds exactly like May-Ighe. And the thing will, as it plunges its claws deep into your chest, you can just hear the crackling of its neck turning back around. So now, where were we?
Oh.
Well, hello, my old friend.
Yes, a very old friend.
It took me a lot of researches to find your location.
Really?
Oh, I underestimated your skill on hiding, but that won't be the same again.
What brings you out here in the middle of nowhere?
Striking deals, getting what's mine, punishing those who try to break it, and the daggers just go deeper into your chest as it says it. So, why don't you just play nice and tell me where she is?
There's only one thing I can tell you. She's not property.
You don't get to decide that.
People are not meant to be bought. And I will tell you this in this only. She's not here.
I can always find.
And I will not tell you where she is.
Oh, I think if I change your situation a bit, you will tell me or give you a choice. You know what I'm capable of, and you know I have influences far beyond your imagination. And it would be a shame if I had to pluck a flower out of your life.
So while he's talking, I want to try and stealthily have Iris open the channel.
How do you want to do that? You want to try stealth? It'd be a stealth check with disadvantage. Because it's a verbal component too.
I gotta go for it.
All right.
Natural 11 and natural 12. So it brings it to 19.
All right. So as you do it, everyone can hear channel open from May-Ighe. Here's the thing though. As the channel gets open, and this is kind of like a first for all you guys with sirens, you will hear a fixed dialogue. As in, you will kind of just hear May-Ighe kind of talk to himself a little bit, kind of like bouncing ideas off of himself. May-Ighe, you believe that you successfully have done it. As these daggers are like still in you.
Well, I think now that you're dangerous, and I know that you are very powerful. And even though that we're up here above the tree line, I know that you will do everything you can to make me tell you where she is. She's like a sister to me. I can't do
I
that.
don't care what she's like. I will burn that city to the ground if I have to find her.
Burn what city?
Oh. You think your party members came to you of their own accord? You think they weren't guided to you?
Who
Who do you think put this all in motion? Who do you think is funding these people? Who do you think funds your business?
May-Ighe Travis.
Who do you think lets you have every day with her? Every moment, every laugh, every smile, every sad moment. Just so when the day I rip her from your hands and see you fall, it will bring glory and a smile to my face.
You rip from my hands, and I will take my daggers and you throat.
You can't even find me. You went
Can
through. Go for it.
So what's actually holding me? Is it a dagger?
It's you can feel a very like wooden like straw. So this kind of brings back like what's behind you is that very first thing you fought with your party as a scarecrow. You feel that behind you, a little bit modified. You can tell just by the feel of it, and that its claws have been sharpened, and it's totally just in you. And go ahead and roll me. I'll say a composure check. So whichever, let's say your skills are based off of Dex, right?
If I'm trying to hide it, if I'm trying to if I'm trying to, so would it be like perhaps charisma,
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll me a charisma
like a
check.
deception check if I'm trying not to
Be baited.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead and do that for me.
that's a 20 for a 25.
Nice. So again, as you're having this conversation, everyone else is hearing like a fixed conversation of May-Ighe, and it sounds like May-Ighe is coming closer back. Um, his words are hitting you, and it is taking every fiber of your being not to be even further goaded. Like you're being goaded. He's saying all the right things because you have done this before. He's just paying you back. So you're able to kind of collect yourself a little bit, not by much, but just enough to realize what situation you're in right now.
Travis must know what is the situation I'm in.
The situation you're in is, well, as in, he's doing everything he can to stall you. He's saying anything he can get you to say. It's a from being able to compose yourself this much. He is psychologically torturing you, even though he may have nothing on you. And the fact that every time you respond to him correctly, he knows he now has what he needed. So it's a different type of rogue. It's a common rogue tactic to, especially when you torture, to kind of do it more of a psychological thing as a end game. It's a long term torture instead of a short term torture. You've heard about this through the network of rogues and thieves guild. You, I wouldn't say necessarily you probably done it yourself, but you've heard about it. And so at a brief moment, you kind of understand what's going on.
So um, I get a slight chuckle. Then at the top of my lungs, I scream, and I take a dagger I take a dagger and I try and slice the scarecrow.
All right, so we're gonna a couple things is gonna happen simultaneously. So not really any checks; it's just more of that story element. So as you yell help, and this is not from the Irene, so you guys will hear "May I yell help" out, even though his fixed conversation is going on into your Irene. Travis will May-Ighe will turn around and stab the skeleton, or not skeleton, the scarecrow, and you can see that this scarecrow has a face of one of your former companions. And as you look at it with kind of like fear in your eyes, he drops you. But as he drops you, he wraps a noose around your neck and lets you drop. So Travis is now, oh, May-Ighe is now being hung from a tree. The group does have enough time to get to Travis before Travis suffocates. Like before May-Ighe suffocates.
Visible?
You can hear a little like help in a distance and like a kind of like a lever being pulled again. And as May-Ighe descends from the trees, as you can see a small figure in the distance descend. May-Ighe, as you look up to see this figure, its face changes from the former member to a cab driver to a person you used to work with to a former lover, and then it just you hear it just scurry off. So now this is very important timing. Timing is going to be everything for the group.
Cora's gonna try to run over to where she heard the noise.
So Core sprints to the noise. Anyone else?
Leander said that he follows.
Alright, so
Can I try to do an Eldritch Blast on the rope that's holding him?
you can't really see it right now. It's a little bit off in the distance. But you can easily head over there if you want.
Yeah.
Alright, so the group is running. May I go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw?
Natural 15.
Alright.
For a it's natural, just 15.
Alright, so as you know, you take a bit of damage from that rope, that initial snap that hits you on the ground, but you're able to kind of, with your Constitution and just a natural base of your dexterity, you're able to kind of spin the rope enough so it doesn't just snap your neck outright and auto kill you. So now you're just hanging there, shortening up your breath, staying calm, and you can hear that footsteps are approaching, which you are hoping is your friends and allies. As the group rushes towards you, it's getting, again, a little harder to breathe, and the group can now see May-Ighe being hung from a tree. What do you guys do? With what?
Now can I see him?
Yeah, now you can see it.
I can see the rope on my Eldritch Blast.
All right, so if Leander wants to do an acrobatics check to jump and then an attack roll on the rope, while Fuego does a attack on the rope as well.
Mine's 19.
Perfect.
For acrobatics.
Awesome. And what about your attack roll?
Your calls?
Yeslie just straight up rage quit.
That's what I thought.
Got a 11.
All right, so Leanna goes boom, boom, like with a cat like the lion like reflexes, scales up the tree, claws, does enough damage to loosen the rope, and as Fuego casts his Eldritch Blast and disintegrate the rope. Who wants to catch May-Ighe?
Core!
All right, you roll a dexterity saving throw. Oh, actually, acrobatics or athletics. It'll be like a grapple.
So athletics or acrobatics?
Correct. We'll base it off of a grapple. So as long as you don't roll too low, you should be able to catch him.
I got 15 plus 4.
All right, you're able to catch May-Ighe successfully and undo the rope from his neck.
May-Ighe, are you okay?
Popping out blood. You see the dagger marks on my back. As the daggers from the scarecrow are like plunged into me. And May-Ighe also vomit some blood.
Say again? Lost blood.
He vomits some blood.
Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, if you want.
Actually, she sees that he's bleeding and that he's wounded. Yes, please? She will cast. Pete, move! Prayer of Healing.
What does that do?
Up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range, each hit point equal to 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
And it takes about 10 minutes to cast.
Oh, it does? No. Oh, yeah, it does. Never mind. I'll use Healing Word then.
So may I? You heal whatever damage you took, you'll get healed from Healing Word. And I know I didn't really give you any damage, but whatever damage you took, you heal again from Healing Word. So, what do you guys? Do you want to put May-Ighe down? Do you want to just cradle him and tell him everything will be okay?
Just kidding. So put him down and like patch up his wounds, stuff like that. Anything that wasn't able to fully heal with Healing Word, she will use her medical knowledge to patch him up.
All right.
As you're patching him up, you see that his eyes are just wide open, as if he had seen a ghost.
Leander jumps down from the tree and goes beside Corey May-Ighe, and it's just like, "Are you okay, May-Ighe?"
I'm so careful. You hear him muttering under his breath that he was that he's been found, and he was so careful.
Dear party members, this is Irene. May-Ighe is going through a panic attack. If not calmed down, his heart will race in an unbelievable rate and he might suffer a heart attack. Please be advised.
Oh my god. She tries to calm him down.
It takes May-Ighe a little bit to calm down.
Roll a Constitution save, May-Ighe.
Here.
Yes. Cool.
Since she's pretty good at like doing herbalism and doing stuff like that and creating stuff, would there be a way that she could find a particular like any kind of flower and like make it into like something like for a scent? Like something scent that could like maybe even an oil or something like that that could be used to calm emotions.
Possibly. You can, but with your diagnosis of your medicine check, and again, I'll let you take this as you want. His wounds aren't that much physical, as he's mainly having a mental.
Yeah.
So,
but you know how like lavender has like a calming scent, something like that.
if you believe that you have enough time to find these ingredients before his mentalness breaks or he himself breaks, yeah, go for it. It would be a survival.
I don't think you have time. Okay. But good thing to know for next time.
Was there any magic things that went off that I would have seen?
No magic things so far. But you guys did hear May-Ighe's heart is accelerating. If this does not calm down within 5 minutes, he will suffer a heart attack and likely die. His psyche is very much damaged and his needs repaired.
She will give him some water and tell him to take deep breaths.
Go ahead and roll me a Constitution save. May I?
Natural 19.
All right. So I'm going to ask you this, and since you did roll high enough, and I'm assuming from May-Ighe's story and everything, do you think a simple "here, take this water" and deep breath will suffice?
I think that he will drink the water, but it doesn't help.
All right.
I think he instinctually grabs it and then drinks it because it's been offered to him, not because he thinks that it will help.
Okay. 4 minutes left.
Trust you. You're his wisdom.
May-Ighe starts to break down into a cold sweat.
Alright, hold on. Somewhere down here. Damn it, I can't find my written prayer for it.
3
God.
minutes left.
May-Ighe starts recounting the times that he's interacted with Bitpick, recounting Hazel and how much what he's done and the experiences. It's just flashing back very quickly.
May-Ighe go ahead and roll another Constitution save?
She will pray over him. So she's going to try to calm him down and put her hand on his heart and kind of
I'm assuming that's a nat 1, right, Travis?
Wait, I'm lucky.
Oh,
For being a halfling, I get to reroll that one. And it's an 11.
Okay, I was about to say hot damn.
Leander's going to, he's still beside May-Ighe, and May-Ighe says, hey, remember that talk we had in the forest, telling you about my ward? Just think about somebody who really needs you. You need to breathe and calm down, and just hold on, and face the reality we are in right now. You are okay, and you need to be there for the people you love and trust.
2 minutes, but go ahead and roll another concentration save.
Natural 15. Wow. He's taking longer breaths, but he's spending more time thinking about the person that he's been protecting.
Cora's going to put her hand on his head and say a calming prayer, at least to try to help him calm down and know that she's thinking about him and that she wants him to be okay. She will basically say, loving God, please grant him the peace of mind and calm in his troubled heart. His soul is like a turbulent sea. He can't seem to find balance. So please give him the strength and clarity of mind to find his purpose and walk the path you've laid out before him. Hey, get out of the way!
Damn it, Doug, you're in the moment. Cora, go ahead and roll me a percentile. And May-Ighe go ahead and roll me another Constitution saving throw.
I mean, we can always knock him out.
What was that? 84, and what was that, May-Ighe? 6. All right. So it seems to be working, and it seems like you guys had it under control and everything. And then May-Ighe, you hear a sweet, sweet whisper in your ear, or actually in your head. May-Ighe, do you want to hear her scream? 1 minute.
I'm sorry, Peter. I didn't get that at all. What?
Sorry. Okay, so you hear in your head as you're kind of getting this, your two party members currently are helping you relax and calm down, and you feel like you're getting to that point of like, okay, I got this, I can do it. And then at that, right before that moment of clarity of like, you kind of can bring everything back, you will hear in your head, so may I? Do you want to hear her scream?
And is it him again?
Yeah, it is. Give me another con save.
I just sort of put my hands on my head and I go, just stop. Stop it. Leave me alone.
All right. So, again, bear with me here, folks. As May-Ighe is going through this and, struggling to leave me alone, you will start hearing a countdown clock from your Irene from a minute, 59, 58, and it will keep going and going and going.
And I keep pounding on my head, saying, you will harm her. I will murder you in front of your entire family if you lay a single hand on her.
And going.
Or knock him out.
What was that?
Can I knock him out? Would that help?
Before you guys get the idea of knocking him out, out of nowhere, Eugene pops out, very battle wounded and everything, grabs May-Ighe and go, bye, and then poofs out.
Poofs out?
And then you hear May-Ighe has been disconnected.
What the hell is that?
Oh, okay.
So again, you will see a very battle wounded Eugene, like blood still fresh, wounds still fresh. So he quickly
Everybody heard you. I think they're still like, what the hell?
wraps around and then poofs. Okay, just want to make sure everyone heard me.
No, we heard you.
Okay.
What the fuck just happened?
Was that Eugene?
Did she like detect what just happened? Like, or is she just like dumbfounded? Like,
Your group seems to come in and out a lot. Anybody know what that was about?
no, I don't know what. I think we froze for a second, so I was just trying to ask.
Yeah, I'm still here.
We don't know what the fuck just happened. I don't know what happened. Was that just Eugene? What, like, I don't know what's going on.
I think any of us know what's going on right now.
I don't think so either, yeah.
Well, it sounds like, it looks like your friend was having a nervous breakdown and a panic attack, and then poofed.
I think we all got the gist of that.
Do halflings usually do that?
No.
Must be COVID.
Wait, my cousin's around? How did you know him? He's a bit of a dick, so I understand. So I can't really teleport or do magic like you guys, so well, what are we gonna do now?
Can I cast detect magic and see if there's a trace of Eugene's magic?
Yeah, and I was gonna say Adkara still has it activated. Fuego, you still have your detect magic activated, right?
Yeah. I've been keeping it up. Even if it goes out, I've been keeping it up.
All right. So since you guys are able to finally see Eugene cast magic while detect magic is activated, you notice his signature finally is there. For Fuego, His magic is none of the 4 magics at the spot. So you don't know what happened to him, but he did not cast any magic at the burning house.
And I would tell them. I see.
But as you guys are kind of, looking around for this magic, you do see, a ripple, a magical ripple from where teleportation leaves a scar. And unfortunately, as a caster, you can't go actually through the scar and jumper. But you do see finally what his magical signature looks like. You also will see his sword is magical. His penguin is a swirl of magic. His penguin has 2 different magical signatures. One is Eugene, and one is something else.
Anything from Village?
What was that?
Was there anything I saw in Village?
No, a totally different one.
Okay, so can we use his familiar to try to get to him?
Yes and no. You can try to have the familiar, if the familiar is strong enough to get to his creator / master. But if it's not strong enough, then unfortunately, no.
Well, it's obviously been 10 minutes since the last time I cast. Liquid apples, right?
Correct.
Alright, I'll cast it again. And ask his familiar if he can take us to wherever Eugene is.
Quack.
Quack. Penguins don't quack.
Yeah.
Quack.
Why isn't he talking to me? We can talk.
Quack. And the penguin will just hop down from whatever, or will just stop walking away from you guys and just waddle.
She's gonna follow him.
It will go back and grab his sword and just waddle away.
I have Eugene's sword.
It will put his hands up wanting the sword and point at it and go quack.
You can talk to me. Use your words.
Quack.
Use your words.
Quack.
Words.
Quack.
Quack. How do I feel?
Quack.
He got angry.
I won't give it to you until you use your words.
Back by Chips Ahoy's.
Chips Ahoy's. Sorry, I had a portrait in front of where I needed to look at, and it just didn't work. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's right, because I'm using that. Sorry. He will just he will look at you and do a quack, and if you don't hand him the sword, he'll go quack, and he'll just waddle away. He looks at you with a very look and just continues.
You talked to me earlier. I don't know why you're being so stubborn.
He's just a regular penguin now.
I should help you.
So what does the rest of the group want to do? Follow this penguin, cast some spells, fireball, what?
Yeah, I thought it was hard. Leander said, follow the penguin.
Alright, what does Fuego and Scarlett want to do?
lost myself. Are you still holding the sword, or did you give it to him?
No, I still have it. He's not using his words.
That's fair. Do I still see magical stuff around him? Like, he's still the familiar?
Yeah, the familiar is still magical. But
Are
nothing.
they? Well, the familiars, if I'm not mistaken, they can come back to life, correct?
Once it really depends on how I want to do it. It could be if familiar dies, the caster loses some of his magic, or loses a bond. It's really depending on how I want to play a wizard and his the connection between a wizard and his or her animal companion.
Right.
What's his penguin's name again?
He has yet to say it.
Oh my god, I don't even know his name. Oh, it's not young.
Oh my goodness, I just let you guys outside.
Quack.
All of you. Said myself. Go in the house.
If I give you the dagger, are you going to show us where Eugene has gone?
Quack.
Is he nodding? Is he doing anything? Like,
Something not yes or no.
not yes or no?
Hold on. Let me move my webcam so I can get a look at you guys. Okay. This portion would be brought to you by your Dungeon Master, role-playing with his players. Let's see. But that's not going to be too low. Quack.
Hold on to it and like kind of let him touch it.
Quack.
He's pulling in a direction. Maybe we should just go that direction.
No, he's trying to pull at the weapon. He's trying to quack. Penguins don't have hands, okay? Quack.
Can company language also work for penguins?
I don't know. You tell me.
Are you speaking with animals? He's supposed to be able to speak to me, but he's being stubborn. He's literally saying the words quack. He's not even talking, like he's literally just going quack. He's not just doing it for you guys to hear, but he's doing it because he knows that she can speak to him, and he's choosing. He's making that choice.
When you say
Sometimes
that,
he's not a duck, he's a penguin.
so
I know.
Cole, when you say that, he will go quack and then waddles away.
Oh, she's chasing after him.
He'll run a little quicker.
She's swinging her stick at him.
Quack, quack, quack.
Words!
So you guys are running after this penguin. You guys get back to the burning house. The penguin will look around as he's just, about a little distance away from you guys. Look at you, and then he'll just keep running past the burning house.
I mean, we can probably walk and still keep up with him. So
He's actually moving quite quickly. You will see kind of snow coming off of his fins, hands, whatever the fuck they're called. Flippers, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of flippers. And you can see him start patting his stomach. And then he'll look at Core, quack, and start sliding on his stomach, leaving a little icy trail behind him.
slide down too.
Well done. Core turns into a penguin and follows.
He's not using his name to become a penguin.
He will follow Leander follows the trail, but he doesn't slide down it.
All right. Does anyone else slide?
You want to turn into a penguin and slide down the thing? I'm not.
I'm not.
Okay.
That's fucking funny to see a penguin with flame hair.
Right. True story.
All right. So as you're chasing this, you're sliding, chasing this penguin, and as everyone else is catching up, the penguin just goes on his back as it's still continuing to slide, looks at you and kind of points and laughs, like quack, 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 quack.
She doesn't care. This is nothing new.
The penguin with his flipper will motion you to turn around, or at least look behind you.
So look behind her.
You see this big fat penguin with a giant beard directly coming after you. Oh my god, what happened? This is fun though. Wee!
Oh my god, it's the other guy.
You can assume that's what the penguin was laughing at. So as you guys follow and like spend the rest of the majority of the day running after this penguin, at the very end of your day, you kind of lost track of time and everything. You get to the edge of the forest without realizing it. And the penguin will just plop on his butt, and Cole will plop next to him while the other guy plops on the other side. And he will point forward and go quack.
What does she see forward?
In the distance, you can see lights. Very faded, but lights ahead.
Maybe lights in the city?
Possibly, it could be that he's taking you guys to Greenest. But unfortunately, May-Ighe had the maps.
Okay.
As far as that's the only city around here.
It is one of the cities around here.
Is Core still a penguin?
No, when he points to that, you kind of turn back to normal.
Are you pointing me in the direction of where May-Ighe and Gina?
He puts his little fins out and like wanting to sword and go quack.
I'm gonna start walking forward.
He'll get up and follow.
Tell me now loud.
We will talk about your behavior later, mister.
While he's behind you, he'll mimic you. Quack, 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 quack.
Gus is on top of her head and like kind of looks at her and goes,
Quack, 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 and like claps at Gus is on his head. Oh, on your head. Just like quack, 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 quack. Alright, so you guys will spend, like I said, it takes an hour from the forest to Greenest. If you guys have not seen what Greenest looks like, I will go ahead and post a picture of it inside the Discord. I know, Travis, you've probably seen what it looks like.
It's quite possible, to be honest. I don't remember.
Gives you maps and stuff.
Because I am, like, doing the same campaign on the same location.
I think this is me. I think it's Greenest.
Don't worry, Susie, it's almost done. Oh, I'm just scratched her back.
So there's Greenest. So you guys will come from where that the waterway is coming in. So it's not. It's a little bit guarded at this point. You can see actually a branch. So from If you're looking at it, it's that little path down. Like if you look at the north to the right of it, you see a path that goes straight and then over a little river. So that's where you guys are entering from. And you can see a lot of these buildings are burnt, destroyed, but now getting repaired. A lot of torches everywhere, mostly humans in this location. But at the same time, a lot of tieflings. You notice a lot of tieflings are help rebuilding this place. They look at you. They don't say anything, but they just look at you guys as you enter. It looks like they are building a wall to fortify Greenest, starting from on the opposite side of the river. So, what do you guys do before? Let's just say you guys get into the beginning of the road.
Guards or anything around?
The tieflings are armed. Some humans are armed, but they look at you and just they don't say anything. They get back to the business.
And this is where the penguin was kind of pointing us.
Yeah, he was leading you this way.
So I'm just gonna turn to the penguin and say, so any other direction from you?
The penguin will
Where
spin
now what's going
around.
on?
The penguin will spin around, give you a little salute, and then he will poof.
Well, that was not at all helpful.
I'm tired of all this pooping.
But Yeslie, you can feel that the habitat got a little bit heavier.
Okay. Gonna store it in her pocket or in her bags.
All right.
So he doesn't get lost.
I'm still angry with you.
It's in her pocket.
All right. So what do you guys do?
So we're at the road where it starts to lead into Greenest, right? Where the in between the buildings.
Correct. Not on the main side where all the other like the one is, but on the opposite side of that river. To where if you look on the left corner, that the end, if you go right a little bit, in that road right there.
Yeah. Well, it seems like we've been directed here. This is already where we were coming anyway. So the time of day. What's the time of day, Peter?
It's night, so it's probably about 9 o'clock.
Okay. So
You
I
guys
guess we should probably find an inn or something, somewhere to stay.
They'll go and walk in and start looking around.
All right. So as you guys are walking in, they let you straight go into town. So over the river has now a bridge. They don't ask questions. They just kind of look at you and keep you guys eyeballed. And as you go ahead and roll me an investigation check to see if you guys can find an inn.
+2.
Investigation.
I got a 12.
So 16.
All right.
Hold on. I gotta see if I have any bonuses to that. I don't remember. What you got?
Oh, trying that one.
Oh, nat 20!
Nice. So as you guys, focus on finding the inn, Iris is gonna slip out and disappear into the shadows. You guys will find the inn called the Joyful Night Moon.
Okay.
as you guys enter the joyful night moon, you see it does have still quite a bit of people in it, most lucky. But as you guys like half mixed between tieflings and humans, in a very big, no, sorry, scratch that. And there's a table in a corner, like for every adventurer and every inn tavern they go to. I'm assuming you guys are gonna go to that table.
Yes.
Good table.
All right. As you guys get to the table, a waiter comes up and goes, "Well, hello, welcome to Greenus. Sorry about the little mess we're dealing with. We just got an attack. But what can I do for you? What can I take your order?"
Ale.
All right.
Yeah. What's this, Leander?
You were gonna say Sprite.
No, I was gonna say some water, but then I'm like, maybe he wants ale.
What did you want?
It's been a long night.
Well, while you guys decide, I'm gonna go meet some friends. I'll be back in a few hours. And your dwarven companion will exit the tavern.
You want a Sprite?
You have Coke products.
Yeah, Coke products.
We're more of a Pepsi inn. Thank you very much. You can take your coat-loving ass out of this place.
It's a Baja Blast and a Mountain Dew then.
There we go.
She won't take anything. She'll just drink the water she already has.
All right.
But she won't say.
So he'll come back with some some appetizers, some like little food here and there, some vegetarian options, and some little appetizers, along with a little nice cake of ale. And he goes, "Don't worry about it. It's already been paid for."
I hope.
I do.
I was told not to disclose that information
Why?
because he will be here shortly.
So it's that he.
The waiter will walk away. As you guys are enjoying your meal, a human. So about an hour and a half into your meal of you guys like talking, resting, sitting for the first time in quite a while, which some of you guys are nice to have the option to actually sit down in some chairs. This gentleman walks in and right on over to your table. And he goes, "You welcome, adventurers. We've been expecting you."
I only got a picture of that.
It's in the NPCs.
Yeah, thank you. Who are you?
I am the mayor of this fine town. My name is. What the fuck is it? Taba Nighthill.
Lava.
Tarbow, and then I'll copy and paste it into the chat. Into Discord. If you'd be so kind, please follow me.
Oh, you were.
Just follow me.
Do I feel that I can trust him?
He will say, "You don't have a choice."
Okay.
It is late, and I'd like to get this interaction over with so I can go to bed. Right? He will
Know that we were here, so.
He will take you guys to a couple houses further in to Greenus.
You might get lost.
Hopefully, Leander will guide you.
Of course, always.
So he'll take you a little bit, a couple houses inward to looks like to be an abandoned house, but still in nice fixed up. He, as you guys are walking with him, you guys do see that his guards do show up and kind of escort you guys through this house. As you enter this house, you see the house is bare except for a cell that takes up half the room. And in that cell, in a straitjacket, is May-Ighe. Just rambling on nonsense.
Oh no. What happened to him?
A couple of hours ago, this strange arcanist came, set up this cell, and tossed his little friend in it, and told us that you will be coming, and then he poofed away.
Heck is Eugene, man!
He is your responsibility. I got other things to worry about. Good night. He will walk out.
Can we take him out?
There is no actual cell door.
What type of state he's in at this moment?
It looks like he's broken. And he's rocking back and forth. He's mumbling there. It looks like there's some writing on the walls in his natural language. Maybe some drawings here or there. There is some words in Draconic on the walls. Who speaks Draconic?
Iris.
Yeah, Iris.
Iris is not here at the current moment.
So nobody.
What's funny is that not even May-Ighe speaks Draconic.
Sorry, not Draconic, Inferno. My bad.
Oh, Infernal. I think
My apologies on that, Inferno. You may not speak it, May-Ighe, but you know how to write it.
Interesting. Okay.
Because he knows how to read it.
I do believe this is in Inferno. I may have to recheck my notes later, but we'll say it's Inferno for the fact that hopefully you guys can read it. So who speaks Inferno? So it translates to in Inferno, I do believe it may be in Draconic, but either way, I'll give it to you. It does write vidpick, but it translates to deal maker.
This is like some kind of
So you can see that this word is written in its natural language a couple places. Other than that, whatever May-Ighe, I do believe May-Ighe is a halfling. He's writing everything else in his natural language.
It's just randomly written on the wall.
Yeah, it looks like you don't know how it's written because he's in a straitjacket.
So did he write it or somebody else write it?
May-Ighe wrote it. Right?
You can assume, but you don't know how he wrote it because he's in a straitjacket. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, everyone.
No, I don't even know. I'm in the building.
13.
16 plus 5 is 21.
Okay, so 18.
All right. And what did you get, anyways, Fuego?
1.
Okay, yeah.
Plus 4, so it's 5. But
Well, hey, if you were Corey, this room is well lit.
that's good. That's good.
You guys noticed that May-Ighe sharpened his toenails in order to write.
Ew.
So some of his feet are bloodied. Which is odd because May-Ighe, as from what you've seen, is a well-groomed person. So this is a little bit out of the ordinary for you guys.
I'd say it's a little out of the ordinary. I would agree.
What should we do? I say,
Well, he's our problem. We still need a room.
I just leave on him. But I want to take this jacket off him, but I'm worried he's gonna hurt himself.
Yeah, I suggest we leave it on.
Just for the night. Yeah.
So May-Ighe, as you do know that there's people in the room, as you're kind of just like zoning off, you hear in your head, "Hey May-Ighe, you want to know a secret?"
What?
Well, wow, May-Ighe, you have a very female voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you wanted it.
It's okay. Hey May-Ighe, I know you can hear me. I'll let you in on a little secret. One of your 4 party members right outside your cell sold you out. They've been working for me this whole time. You didn't even know it. And I left clues with you. So while you sleep tonight, or if you get any sleep, enjoy that thought running through your head. Bye-bye now.
His eyes his pupils had dilated to a higher extent, and he just stares off into space, head down towards the floor, and that's not blinked in 2 minutes.
They have. Hello?
Core. Alright. Can we ask him what's going on?
Yeah, you guys can talk to him. You're freely able to talk to him. Whether he responds, that's a different thing. But I'll let May-Ighe decide.
Yeah, are you in there? Hello?
Alright. Which one of you?
Which one of us what?
Fit pick. Which one of you has worked with Fitpick? My eyes immediately go straight to Fuego. I don't know who you're talking. Do I believe him?
The voice doesn't respond.
No, I'm asking the DM.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm sorry, I was so in the mood and character, so. Due to your state, I would say you, no matter what any of these companions tell you, you probably don't believe. But Fuego is probably the highest subject, because he is the newest member. But at the same time, you're also told that it was from the very beginning. So, whatever May-Ighe is thinking, let's rattle that.
You don't know where I'm from anyways.
We get out of here. So go find.
May-Ighe starts to step forward, then realizes his feet are in pain,
and she'll pick them up.
So as you reach your hands through the cage, the cell, you get electrified.
Hell,
Well, there was no door.
There's still bars. It's just no door. No cell door.
Am I able to walk out?
Does your So I would say no. The fact that you don't know how to get out.
Can Corsi any way to get him out?
Destroy the building that doesn't have the cage around him.
It's fine. You guys can go somewhere to sleep. I don't think I'll be moving for a while.
But I can't get out.
Well, it seems to be safe here.
So too. Coming online, so.
So are like in a jail, like an actual jail?
Kind of, yeah. So in front of him is from one end of the wall to the other is a jail cell, but with no door. But inside of his cell is just wooden walls and a wooden floor.
I'll try to walk through the door.
So the cell is again the cell bars are small enough to where you can put a finger in, but not big enough so that he can escape. There is no cell door that can get into his cell.
Oh, there's no cell door. There's bars all the way around it.
Only in front of him, not all the way around him.
So I'll just walk around that cell.
So it goes from one side of the wall to the other.
So he's just locked in this thing, and we can't get him out.
Correct. Unless you want to break the backside of the house. I mean, try to break the backside of the house.
But then we're breaking him out of a jail cell. But even though the mayor just told us we can have him, right?
He said it's your problem now. I'm going to sleep.
Why wouldn't you let him out for us? What an asshole.
Well, why don't you guys go find a place to stay tonight, and I'll stay here.
I'm not leaving my buddy, so I'll stay here. You go sleep. You
So,
need to stay.
as you guys are arguing, not really arguing, but talking about who to sleep, you get a knock at the front door of the house. Like,
Who is it?
I was told to deliver this package to this address.
Nobody's home. Just kidding. You have to go to the door.
You see this little human child, little human boy. Looks like he's been working all day, and he goes, this is my last delivery. This is for a May-Ighe build high?
I'll take it.
Okay. Can you sign this? Saying I delivered the package?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice night. And the little boy will walk away.
I got a package for one man.
Can we tell what it is?
It is a small box.
Hey man, can I open this box?
He straight and looks into Leander's eyes and goes, yes.
Well, he said I can open it.
Do you open
Anybody want to do a investigation check on it before I open it?
it? Sure, go for it.
Who is it signed by? Is it signed by Fake Pig?
have no idea. Oh, I got a 17.
It looks like a very nice, well-wrapped box. Nice little gift.
Does it say who it's from?
It does. It will say to May-Ighe from an old friend, and the wrapping paper will be a blue and silver with a hint of red.
Is it familiar, may I?
Fishpick. Yes, certainly.
Okay, so we can open it. And Leander opens the box.
As you open the box, a gust of small air comes out of it, and then a scent fills the room. And then, just kind of floating out of it, May-Ighe, you see a locket of hair. This locket of hair, and the scent smells like yours truly.
No. I start banging my head against the wall.
The bars or the wooden wall?
Whatever wall is closest to me.
I would assume at this point would be the bars.
Yeah.
Alright, so May-Ighe starts banging his head onto the bars. With every bang he hits, he gets electrocuted as well.
Oh, great. May I stop? You're just hurting yourself.
And I was just screaming and in pain. And in the last one, he wants to keep his head against the electricity for as long as he can, letting out a huge scream to the point where he is exhausted and falls unconscious.
And as May-Ighe falls unconscious, you can. Where is your Irene located? His Irene explodes as he does this and he falls unconscious. And you guys will hear May-Ighe has been disconnected. You can tell just core by the sight of him is he just knocked himself unconscious. He's still alive, it's just he's unconscious.
Are we like so we're in a jail, like in a house, or we're in like an actual jail?
You're in a house that got turned into a jail.
But it's like
There's no one there, right?
Correct. This house. The only thing in this house is that bar that is separating you guys from May-Ighe. There's no furniture. There's nothing except for that bar. All those bars.
there's no one else in that house, right, other than us.
Correct. Only you guys.
I suggest since it's late, we just go ahead and bunk in here for the night and see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take this watch.
I'll take the next.
Perfect. And on that note, we will bid you guys adieu.